arbitration reform.
We can terminate them, but then there's another group of people
Police accountability package. It includes a ban on neck restraints like the one that was used on George Floyd before his death. It also bans chokeholds and warrior-style training. Officers will also now be obligated to intervene if they see a colleague using excessive force. The measure will allow cities to offer incentives to officers. Well, the Minnesota legislature has passed a broad police accountability package. It includes a ban on neck restraints like the one that was used on George Floyd before his death. It also bans chokeholds and warrior-style training. Officers will also now be obligated to intervene if they see a colleague using excessive force. The measure will allow cities to offer incentives to officers who move into city limits, and it adds more community input on the state's police licensing board.
It is vitally important for the world to see us pass this legislation. Of course, it's more important to protect the lives of people in our state.
But some community leaders are critical of the changes, saying they don't go far enough to overhaul law enforcement in Minnesota. Our Courtney Godfrey has more.
The legislation that was passed last night was to appease us. We will not be appeased.
Calling it a watered-down bill, community activists say a sweeping package of police accountability measures passed by the legislature overnight doesn't go nearly far enough.
It's a sad day for me as a community leader to see that the state that killed George Floyd does not want and is not interested in black lives.
While they got a few things they asked for, they are disappointed that the majority of the bills they proposed didn't make the cut, including a ban on no-knock warrants and a requirement that officers carry personal liability insurance. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey expressing his own disappointment as he was hoping to see significant arbitration reform.
we can terminate them, but then there's another group of people that can send them right back to the department. And it happens almost 50% of the time.
His criticism of the legislation prompted some from his own party to call him out. Representative Hudan Hassan tweeting, "You would think Minneapolis mayor would respect the work that 14 legislators of Black, Indigenous, and people of color have been doing in the last 8 weeks. I guess not. Thanks for displaying classic act of white privilege."
We want to act. We're saying give us the ability to act and have that decision stick.
The governor admitting the bill isn't perfect but makes generational moves.
So what I would say and what I would respond to people is that no piece of legislation is perfect, and I wouldn't view any as the end. As our society changed and as this issue became apparent, we were able to move.
Well, Courtney is now joining us live from Minneapolis City Hall tonight. And Courtney, should we expect to see a push for another special session and tackling more of these measures?
Well, Kelsey, the governor could call another special session to deal with bonding, but the Republican leader in the Senate tells us that any policing bills will have to wait until the regular session so that they can go through the usual hearing process, which was skipped with this package. In Minneapolis, Courtney Godfrey, Fox 9.